Hey guys, so I've kind of enjoyed doing this daily update. So I did the extraction now 6 days ago, so we're almost to a full week. And then for the past couple of days, every day I've done a video, and so I just felt like adding one more. I think it's really neat to be able to see the progress day to day. So if you look in here, you can see the same window that they had just started the capping yesterday, and now we've got quite a few, quite a few cap cells, and this, just from a progress standpoint, they seem to be doing a really good job working from the top down. The back here, they've actually moved around even more, so that's been cool too. This is now full. That's complete. I could draw that right now if I wanted to. So that one's completely done. I'm still going to wait because I think it'll be fun to do these two together. But these are the three that I drew off 6 days ago. And so you can see this one's almost full again. This one's almost full again. And then this last one here is still backfilling. They have not added a whole lot to this far right outermost frame, so they're just, I don't know if it's space or they just have preferential, these frames are more fun to fill than the other ones. I don't know. But we had some rain yesterday, and they do seem to be just coming and going and doing their thing. I had a few limbs on this nearby tree. I think you can see where I cut them, but I cleared those out. Give them a little bit more of a free path from in front of the hive. I'll probably pull that little, whatever that is, that's growing in front of it too, just so that doesn't become an obstruction. But I don't know how much that's affected, but they do seem to be doing a lot more straight flying out of the hive over the house instead of doing like an immediate U-turn and kind of flying off into the woods. So that's been really interesting to watch, just that little change. And then real quick, I'm going to walk over to the Flow Hive 2 and we'll take a look at that as well. But as far as giving some daily updates, I think this is kind of cool to see that progress. Obviously, you don't want to get into your hives or do an inspection that often, but if you have a normal Langstroth hive, you don't typically have this little observation window to be able to see those daily changes or daily updates. And I just really like coming out here. This has been probably the coolest one to see, because if you look at the video from when I actually drew the honey, this was not full, and then each day it's been fuller and fuller, and the honey in there is a lot darker than previous. Oh, I can't actually see that one cell. They haven't finished filling up yet, so you can actually see a bee in there doing her thing to get that last cell filled up. So we'll, both of them, there's actually two bees in there. Just in those last two cells, kind of adding to. So we're going to let them complete those out, but let's see if I can catch it from the side here. You can see, if it'll focus, you can see the wax capping inside as well. That all of the rest of that frame is all white capped. So it's pretty much ready to draw. I'm just not going to do it yet until this one's done, so we can do them at the same time. But this upper part here, they're actively working on it. Especially up in the top, it's completely capped now. So probably in the next few days. Now I'm going to walk over. This is my Flow Hive 2. A little bit of bearding on the front. This one, grab my chair, has two observation windows, which is great if you can see it from both sides. So this one they're still filling up. This one isn't as quick. Now the big difference between these two hives is I had the Flow Hive 1 last year, so all of the top frames here were fully waxed at the start of the season. They didn't have to do anything. They just basically resealed any of the broken seams if there were any, and then started going to town. There was really not a whole lot of buildup that they had to do because they were established flow frames from last year. Whereas this one was brand new out of the box. They had to start from scratch. I think the math is it takes 7 pounds of honey to make 1 pound of wax. So obviously if they're using more of those resources for themselves to generate all this wax, then it will take longer for this to get to a place where it's ready to produce or have anything to draw. On the back here, you can see, it has honey in it, but they're not anywhere close. I haven't done any extractions at all on this. This is the Flow Hive 2 that I got at the end of February, beginning of March, and this was a swarm that literally just landed in my backyard. I've got this little nuke box over there that I had sitting on my grill, and they landed. You can go back and watch those videos too if you want to see kind of the history of how these came to be. But this was a swarm also, and they're just they're working it. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's just going to take longer because they need more resources to build it up. It's a very healthy hive. They've been growing quickly. I don't have any of the ant issues that I have on that other hive over here. I don't know if that's because it's a cedar box. The actual, box itself is cedar, which has a natural aversion for ants, or if it's just because it's over here on the concrete, or I don't know. This is the other side. You can look kind of closely at the cells. Like, they've waxed them up for the seams, but they haven't gotten enough nectar or honey in there to need to fill out the frames any further, like they've done on the Flow Hive 1. Oh, and I will say, from a hive standpoint, I had a swarm out of this hive, goodness, what was it, maybe a week or two ago, and so population is recovering, and they're in the process of rearing a new queen, and there's a lot going on over here. But I'll probably do an inspection video either tomorrow or next week. I don't know if I'm going to be in here tomorrow or not, but anyway, so this one is still building up. All of these cells have nectar and some honey and wax, and they're definitely using it and adding to it. The outermost frames get built last, but likely it'll be end of June if I get to draw for this at all. Maybe even July. But the Flow Hive 1 is rocking and rolling. And I really love the Flow Hive 2 as far as a hive goes, but it's going to be later in the season before I get to really do anything with it. So, all that said, I appreciate you guys, your comments, your questions, your videos. I've had several suggestions and things, and I always appreciate commentary, and if you have any other advice. I'm not a professional beekeeper. I'm a backyard beekeeper in a cul-de-sac, so this is kind of its own thing, but I do appreciate tips and tricks. I try to learn anything I can where I can, and then try to share some of what I know with those people that are looking to either get into beekeeping or that are considering backyard beekeeping or more domestic backyard beekeeping. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm going to try to do one tomorrow as well, and a video tomorrow, just to keep up this daily update so you can see. And depending on how much they do today and tomorrow, they may finish capping off that frame. We may be able to do an extraction on Sunday. So, I don't know. We'll see. But if you want to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and keep tabs on the on the journey. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.